Hey guys, I'm here with another Yu-Gi-Oh Market Watch. I want to first announce that I heard that Legendary Duel Season 3 has been confirmed for the TCG. It looks like it will probably come out sometime summer 2022, but it's going to be reprinting Legendary Duelist Immortal Destiny. And Magical Hero, and maybe one other. But here's the official info that have been able to find on it. So season 3 collects cards for heroes, villains, and heroes turn villains all in one place. Featuring cards introduced in Legendary Duelist Immortal Destiny and Legendary Duelist Magical Hero. Legendary Duelist Season 3 is the go-to set for fans of Dark Magician, Heroes, Synchrons, and more. Each box of Legendary Duelist Season 3 includes one secret rare, as well as 6 ultra rares. For this release, because it has a double dose of Jaden, the ultra rares will all come in the colors of the 3 Duel Academy dorms. 2 red ultra rares for Slifer Red, and then 2 blue ultra rares for Obelisk Blue, then 2 standard ultra rares for Raw Yellow. Each Legendary Duelist Season 3 box contains a grand total of 1 secret rare, 6 ultra rares, and 30 commons. So I think this is a pretty cool idea that they've had. I think they haven't had the red text ultra rares in the past sets. So I think that's gonna be really cool. I haven't really seen that since it's been a while. I think maybe the some of the old Duelist League had red print, but I haven't seen that in a long time. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think this set's gonna be pretty good, honestly. We don't know too much about what's going to be in there. It kind of depends if they decide to reprint Magician Souls and Adjusted Gold and Malicious Bane again. But I could definitely see this being a set you want to get in on a pre-sale of a case. Because I think you can get, I think the pre-orders are around $100, which comes out to $12 maybe a box. So I don't think that's too bad, honestly. This is something that I'm definitely going to look at getting a case of. But I guess I'm just going to kind of wait and see what unfolds, what cards they're thinking about printing in here. But I'm pretty excited to get red ultra rares. And hopefully maybe because Magician Souls is already a secret in Brothers of Legend, maybe they'll print it as an ultra rare where it's super accessible. So I will stay updated on that and let you know if I find out anything. But we can go into the Market Watch now and kind of go over some cards. I decided that I kind of want to go over Brothers of Legend, since it just came out. Today is the debut day. And then we'll go over just a couple of cards I wanted to look at, and then I wanted to look at a few other sets as well. So starting off with Brothers of Legend. The first card I want to talk about is Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, Starlight rare. It's around 600, 580 to 600. I really want this card, honestly, and I think it's a really good investment, being a Red Eyes and a Dark Magician card. So I'm gonna wait and see if it goes down some. The deal I made myself, if it goes to 450 to 475, then I'll pick it up. So we'll see. Hopefully it does do that, because I would like to pick this card up. But if you do want to pick it up, I would say wait as well, because I feel like with these last few sets, the Starlight rare gets hyped up to really high numbers, Starlight. Not Starlight. What is it? Stardust Dragon. That's right. It was 750 to 800 on pre-sale, and then by the time the set was out, it came down to 500 to 550. So I would just wait and kind of see what it does. More and more are going to come on the market since it is opening day. And then the other Starlight rare is number 17. I would not be surprised if you could pick this card up for around 140 to 150. Yeah, it is an astral rare, but it's just a card that you just isn't going to see play. And you can play it in past formats, but I don't know. I feel if I was playing a past format, I'd want to play the version from the past format, being the Ghost rare or Ultimate rare. So I don't know. It's kind of in a weird spot personally, but if you really wanted an astral rare, there's only 2 of them. You could grab this. I just wouldn't grab it yet. The next card we have is Forbidden Droplet. It's around $95. I honestly would not grab this version unless you really want to need to play it, and you can't afford the other versions. But we'll take a look. I think it's around 95, like I said. But the problem is this is the reprint. It's around 90. I guess, I mean, that's not terrible, but I think it'll probably go down towards the 70 to 75 range, but time will tell. It could also just go up because I think it's like super short printed. So if everybody's picking these up and there's not enough coming onto the market, it could stay this price or go higher. But if you can, I would go for one of the other versions, that being the original print, which is going to be around 138. This is definitely going to hold its value better than the reprint for sure. If we get like a ultra rare reprint next year, the reprint secret rare will like halve in price at least, or this might go from say the 120 to 140 range down to like 100 to 110. So just keep that in mind. But if you want to be on the safe side, if you have like the money to get the ultimate rare, I would probably try to avoid to get it from TCG Player because it's so expensive. So go on your eBay or go look on your locals, see if anybody has them, and we'll give you a good deal on it. Usually for a card like this, you can go to locals and maybe find someone that has one or two, and they'll cut you like a 80% deal on them. So I would definitely try to do that. A lot of times I'm like in a since I live in Atlanta, we have like a Atlanta Facebook group for like trading and stuff. So I usually go on there, and usually people will like give you like a 80 to 85% TCG Player deal. So I always try to go through there if I'm ordering something that's going to be like super expensive. I always look there first. But yeah, I don't honestly see this card going down. It might, when we get like an accessible reprint that's under the $50 range, maybe this card corrects to like 275, but I don't know. I feel like this is a card that everybody really wants. So I just don't see it going too much lower. It's a pretty safe investment too. I just don't, unless they reprint it as like a Starlight rare, I just don't see this card really going down. I'm more of an Ulti fan personally, so even if a Starlight rare came out, I would much rather have this version. Okay. Let's see. Next, I want to go over Book of Lunar Eclipse Starlight rare. I actually have, this is, it's Starlight rare. So I have 3 of these, and they look absolutely like incredible. But I think these are super cheap right now and kind of underrated. They're it lets you flip 2 monsters face down on the field. Unfortunately, it does target, and then it's also a -1. But for flipping 2 monsters, it can be a really good effect, especially like if you're going against like floodgate monsters, like with Leerlisk, if they have like the barrier statue up, it's pretty nice to be able to flip that down. And like you'd be able to flip the barrier statue, and then also like Ensemble Robin, you can flip those down. That way you can special summon freely. Honestly, I don't know why they would make both of those, because it seems like that's like overkill, but maybe they would, who knows. But you can get a near mint first for around 95, and then it bottoms out to like around 105. I think I picked mine up for around the 95 mark as well. Maybe I got one that was like 85. I can't remember, but it's a really good deal. And honestly, these are selling. If you look in the sales history, there was a bunch of sales. What was 11/30? Was that Cyber Monday? So it looks like there's a ton of sales on 11/30. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sales on 11/30. That's pretty crazy, actually. Because Starlights really don't move that much. So that's pretty impressive. So this is on people's radar for sure. So I would just keep your eye on this card. And if you can pick these up for like the 85 to 90 range, I would definitely do it. This card's like, it looks amazing. And I think that it could potentially see some play. And honestly, I mean, I've played it before just because the card looks really good. So if I go to locals and if I'm just like trying to play a casual deck, like putting these in has actually proved to be pretty useful. Next, I want to go over, let's see, I think I already did Forbidden Droplet. Okay, Duelist Genesis. I just want to kind of go through this set and go through cards that I think, potential to kind of rise in value over time. Obviously, Stardust, Dragon, Ghost, and Ultimate Rare are definitely good store of value. If you just want to buy something that's going to maintain value and just like kind of steadily go up. Yeah, I mean, look at this. The price has been relatively the same for a whole year, except for the first edition, which has gone up quite a bit, which is kind of why going for a first edition is going to be your money grab if you're, trying to really see value. Honestly, these mod plates for 250 aren't too bad, but it also kind of depends because I've had sellers send me stuff that looks like light play, and then some sellers that send me a mod play that's like almost damaged. So it really depends. Let's see what this mod play looks like actually. Yeah, see, that's not good. That's definitely on I guess the foiling didn't look like horrendous, but if I was going to get a mod play, I would probably go with Super Games just because I've never had a problem with them. They're actually out of Georgia as well. But a lightly played is going to start at 365, which is really, really good. I think that's a really fair price. And then let's see. This says near mint, but he has 6 sales, so there's not a chance in hell that I'm gonna. Looks like a little bit of scuffing. Like I said, I think in my last market watch, if you buy a Ghost Rare, you're probably better off just to get a light play because there's no way that it's not going to be scratched on the foiling, which makes it an automatic light play. Like a lot of times you'll see even straight from the pack, like the foiling will be heavily scratched. So usually whenever I've ordered a light play Ghost Rare, it's always just been a little bit of scratching on the foiling, which I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just going to happen even if you have it in multiple layers of sleeving. Let's see, near mint around 420. I think there's probably not even going to be a first edition on the market. I would be highly surprised if there is. Let's see, mod play for 1200. That's ridiculous. That's insane. Light play for 1300. Honestly, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. Because after that, I goes to 1700. And then near mint, 4200, PSA 8. They're saying 6,000, and then a first PSA 9, $8,000. That yeah, that looks really good too. Yeah, I would probably consider this for like 4,000, but 8,000 is just, you're just gonna be sitting on this for such a long time. And that's literally like a car payment, $8,000. Not even car payment, that's like half of a really nice car. That's crazy. All right, let's see what else is in Duelist Genesis. I think a lot of these versions of Stardust got bought out kind of when Synchro or Dawn of Majesty came out, rather, just because it made like Stardust a playable card. Pretty much still casual, just for fun, but still playable. So this is the ultimate rare. Light plays 84, 85. Not bad, not bad. These look really good too. I've seen these in person. I really want to get one. Let's see where near mints are. So near mints 162. That's definitely higher than I would pay because that's double the lightly played. So at that price, I would not suggest that you purchase that. But we'll see what Light Play First is going for. 300. Honestly, I mean, I don't know. I'm conflicted here. If you were gonna compare getting a lightly played first of this versus getting like a first edition collector rare. I mean, I am more of a fan of the ulti. No, you know what? I would say get this over the collector rare, because I honestly am not even the biggest fan of the first collector rares that came out. That just the folding wasn't like, it's when you look at the card, it's not like really clear that it is a collector rare. It just kind of looks like a ultra rare. So that's what I'll have to say. If you're gonna get this though, it does go to 400 fast. So you pretty much make $100 right off the bat. And then near mint first edition is 500. Absolutely don't buy that. That's ridiculous. If you're gonna spend this kind of money, just go get like a near mint ghost rare unlimited. And I'll probably get some backlash for saying that, but I'm not like a first edition maxi. Like I try to get the first edition as much as possible, but when you're, talking about like a near mint unlimited, that's 200 when the near mint first edition is 8,000. It just doesn't make, like, the 8,000 is not going anywhere. I mean, it might go to 10,000, but you're talking about absolutely terrible sales ratios. Because I mean, how many people know a Yu-Gi-Oh player that has $8,000 to spend on a card that they're not going to even play, really? Well, play doesn't even matter. That has $8,000 to spend on a single Yu-Gi-Oh card. Yeah. So I would say just in that situation, when there's such a disparity in price, like just go for the unlimited and don't feel bad about it. You still have the card. It still looks great. I have a lot of unlimited cards just because I really want the card. I mean, there are cards where I'm like, I gotta have the first edition, but in most cases, it's just I'm only doing that if it's only like $100 difference or something, or $150. It depends on the card. But I'm not going to pay 10 times the cost for a first edition. That just seems ridiculous to me, because I would, instead of having that one first edition, I would rather have that unlim and then have a bunch of other cards as well. That's just what makes sense to me. But let me know in the comment section if you completely disagree, and we can talk about that too. Red Dragon Archfiend, pretty cool card. I'm not going to really go over that card though. I mean, get it if you want to. I just don't think it's going to be a crazy value card or anything. Emergency Teleport, we will talk about, because this card is still really good. I actually have one of these as well. Let's see, I'll show it. It's in my Phantom Knight deck. It is an unlim, so I don't know if you can see it very well. It looks pretty good. But I think I got it when it was like $35 for like, it's a light play unlim, which I thought was pretty good, and now it's probably worth quite a bit more. Let's see, light play is worth around 54 to 55. That's pretty good, honestly. If you still want the card, that's not a bad price to pay. I mean, it is Duelist Genesis. So let's see what near mints are doing. Near mint's around 65. Honestly, at a $10 difference, just get the near mint. But we will look at first editions too. I imagine it's probably $95. I could be wrong. Maybe it's 120. Let's see. Well, no, maybe it's more than that. Okay, light play 150. See, this is what I'm talking about. Basically, it's $100 more for the first edition, and in this case, I think it might actually be worth it. 150 is not too bad. If it was like 300, then I would say hell no, just get the unlim. But let's see where near mint is at. Near mint, is there even a near mint on the market? 260. Absolutely not. That's where it becomes unworth it. Just get the unlim at that point. But if you want to get one of the light plays that's on the cheaper side, you can go for it. But I think the unlims, especially if you're gonna play with it, like if you're gonna get a first edition, then I would be scared to play with it. Not because it's a $160 card, that's not like really that expensive, but just because it's a super old card and it would rapidly lose value if you did any kind of damage to it. But going back to the Duelist Genesis, we'll see if there's any other cards that we want to take a look at. Let's see, Stardust Dragon. We'll actually peer on this. This is something I also had the unlim on because the first edition, when I got my unlim, was like around 125 to 150. Maybe it's more. It might be like 200 now. So Light Play Unlimited at 1750. Honestly, get that because I paid 25 for Light Play Unlimited. I actually paid 25 for a Near Mint Unlimited, but it never came in. So I just had to get my money back. And then at that point, I think this is probably why he didn't send it. It was like $50 for Near Mint Unlimited. So they probably saw the price when they were getting ready to ship it and were like, nah, we're going to screw this cut over. All right, let's see. Near Mint. I think Near Mint might still be up there. Near Mint 30. That's not too bad. Oh, I don't trust the card stand though, because I think they were actually the one that screwed. Yeah, the card stand was definitely the people that sold me this copy right here they have on sale. Huh, that pisses me off more than anything. I know that they probably forgot to ship it or intentionally didn't ship it, and they only moved the price up $5. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's see. Let's see first edition now. Now that we see that I think that's probably around 35 for the Near Mint Unlimited. I don't count that $30 copy because those people are scammers for sure. Okay, so there's one Near Mint first edition for $200. See, that's why I'm saying like it. You can get that if you want to, but good luck trying to sell that. People would rather just get an ulti unlim or something than get a first edition ultra rare, in my opinion. So just get the unlims. It's like literally like 1/10 the cost. They look the same at the end of the day. It's just that little first edition stamp, which is important to me, but there's a point where I have to cut that off and say, no, it's not that important. All right, let's see what else. Thought Ruler Archfiend, honestly, it's kind of cheap and I really like the way it looks. So that's a pretty cool card. Montage Dragon. I also want to get one of these. These are just, I have like a rolling list of cards that I'm going to pick up at some point, but if I picked them all up at one time, it would be incredibly expensive. So I'm just trying to slowly collect it over time. Ultra Rare Emergency Teleport. We'll take a look at this too. I got a Near Mint first edition for $9. And this wasn't that long ago. It was right when the Emergency Teleport got reprinted and Goes from the Past. And this literally was like for a first edition Near Mint was like $9. And let's see, Light Plays around 11. Bottoms out to 14. Lightly Played first, $15. That's a steal. I would come get that, honestly. Let's see what else. What's a Near Mint? $17. Yep, I would just go for the Near Mint first edition. It's worth the $6 difference between this and the Near Mint Unlim. Actually, I think it was Light Play Unlim that was just $6 cheaper. So definitely get this version. I think if you're going to get an Emergency Teleport, this is the version to get if you don't want to get the ulti. High Speed Riders, I wouldn't get. It's basically just, it's no different really than just getting the one from Ghost from the Past. And then the Secret Rare does look really good, but I think that the Ultra Rare is the next highest rarity till the Ultimate Rare, just because it's the original print. Let's see what else there is. The Duelist Genesis was a pretty damn good set for its time. Charge of the Light Brigade too. I'm not going to click in there, but if you can find, well, maybe we'll just take a look at it. I think this is a good card to pick up, honestly. Light Sworns are classic. So Lightly Played's $30, not bad. I think this is a card you want to get in first edition if you're going to get it. not a card you want to get in unlim, because, and the reason why I say that is because this is not something like emergency teleport that's pretty generic that people just want a good copy of. There's specific collectors that like Lightsworn looking for this, and that's what you kind of have to keep in mind. This is not the place to get an unlim. So we're going to look at first eds. Let's see. The only unlims for like a pure archetype collector card that I would get is probably Heroes. And only if it's like a really good price. Like I would get like I would consider getting like a unlim Airneos. Only because the first editions are so ridiculously expensive on some of their hero cards that if hero collectors are gonna still be like, I still want this card even though I can't afford the first edition. So let's see, first editions are probably like $100 on this card, not gonna lie. Okay, let's see, mod play 159. Is this actually a English? Oh yeah, it is English. You know what? That looks pretty good. It looks pretty good, but Jesus, is that expensive? $270. Okay, yep. I wouldn't pick this up then. I just don't think that $270 is the right price. I was thinking more like $80 would be worth it, but so I would kind of avoid both. I would just avoid this card altogether because the unlim is expensive, and Lightstorm players, why did I do that, aren't going to want to play the unlim. They're going to play the first edition because it's a collector's deck. It's not a competitive deck. So if you're going to put the time to put this deck together, you'd want to, build it right. So I just think it's not going to go higher than 260, honestly. If it does, it's going to take years. Other than that, let's see if there's any other cards that are interesting whatsoever. Kinkabayu, I actually highly advise getting this card. I have one first edition and then two unlims. The first edition I just have in a binder, and then the two unlims I'm actually running in Lyrilisk. I might cut it though. It like comes up, but it's not like super good. I might just take it down to one. The reason I do play it is because you don't really need to normal summon with Lyrilisk. If you're playing the pure at least. And it's a good normal summon because it's a free extender. So light play at $3, extremely good. You can't beat that. And then let's see, near mint $6. Anonymous Bard's a really good seller. I don't know if you guys have ever used them before, but they've always shipped their cards in perfect condition. And it's really fast. They're out of Texas, and they have 2 copies, so that's really good. Getting 2 copies for $12, I think, is a really good deal. But let's see what the first eds are doing. Ruxin also is a pretty good seller, and I know you probably seen his channel. He's got a pretty cool pack opening channel. Light play at around $9-10, pretty good. Dabbers, look, they're out of Georgia too, but do not order from Dabbers for light play. And even near mint, I've had some real problems with them. I ordered a, we'll talk about this. I want to get your guys' opinion on if you think their cards that they've sent me are questionable. So here's a good example. So I have a first edition ultra rare, A Hero Lives. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but we're going to try. It's from Generation Force, I believe. And I'm going to try to see if I can focus on. So if the first thing I'll show you is this corner. I don't know if you can see it very well over the camera, but you can see the foil through it, and it's kind of crunched. The top layer is crunched, and this was supposed to be lightly played. And I get like edge wear and stuff, but this is pretty bad. And then on this corner, you can see the foil right there through that hole. And then this whole side, you can see the foil. I don't know if you can really see it that well, but it's pretty bad. And then on the back, all the corners are like rounded down, like been completely trash. Like it's in pretty rough shape. I would say, mod play really at best, but I wouldn't buy a card in this condition. And then when I tried to like get a partial refund for it, they were kind of snobby about it. They were like, you need to send pictures and stuff like that. And I was just like, you know what? This card was $4. I'm not going to waste my time, getting pictures and sending it in and going back and forth to get $1 back. So that was the story on that. And that wasn't the only time, because I used to play at their locals a lot, and I still do. That's kind of the locals I still go to, because people are pretty nice there, and it's a sizable tournament. So it's pretty disappointing that they're not that great of a seller. And the other issue I had with them is I ordered a ultimate rare pot of desires online, and I told them I was just going to come pick it up in store since I was coming to locals. And when I got there, I paid for it. And then when I took it out of like they had it like in a little penny sleeve, there was a dent in the side of the card that went all the way through to the back, and it was supposed to be near mint. Luckily I showed it to them, and they said we'll go change it out for another version. So they were pretty nice about doing that, but I think it's pretty upsetting that they're not checking their cards before they sell them. I think that's probably the main issue is they just have cards sitting around and they don't really check the condition, and they just list it and then sell it. And luckily they're a big seller, so if you're there at the store, you can get them to change it out. But overall, just not really happy with them. But I don't want to get too sidetracked with that because I'll just go on a rant. Let's see. Next, I wanted to go over some older cards coming out of Champion Pack, and I just did search like Champion Pack in general. I just wanted to kind of look and see what cards were doing. Metamorphosis. I mean, we don't even need to talk about that. You know what's going on with that. Same with Book of Moon. But there are some cards in here that I think are pretty interesting. Sakuretsu Armor. I'm really mad I didn't pick this up when I had a chance to. It's around $400 now. Almost completely gone. And I could have got this back. Let's see. I was looking at getting this card, I think, in the summer, and it was like around $220 for like a light play and like $250 for a near mint. And I decided not to get it, and that was a mistake. It's too late now. I wouldn't pick it up. Let's see. Gravekeeper's Spy. I mean, I'm not really that excited about Gravekeepers. Maybe you guys are. If you are, I mean, I don't mean to be a dick or anything, but I just don't think it's that cool of an archetype. It was like my least favorite deck in the anime. Let's see. So this is Bottomless Trap Hole, which I actually really like this card. And near mint's around 450. Okay, this was around 200 the last time I looked at it. Yeah, like this was, yeah, let's see like what a year, what it's done. Oh my god. So yeah, I mean, it says a year, but oh, that's right. You know what? It doesn't show a whole year because they only started tracking the price history not long ago, so you can't even really look back that far. And I think they've been tracking it for longer, but it also kind of depends on sales data. So I think if they've been tracking it for like 6 months, if they didn't have any sales data for a couple of months, then it's just not going to show. Lone Fire Blossom, a great card. I don't think you should pick it up, to be honest. Lumina, kind of the same thing with the Charge of the Light Brigade. If you can get this for like $250, I would say pick it up. It's probably quite a bit more than that. $270 is not too bad. Looks like Sakuretsu has one. I trust him to have a decent copy. He's got a great channel and seems to be like a pretty honest guy. So if you're gonna order, I would say order from him. Try to support his channel. If you don't follow him, his YouTube channel is called Team Sakuretsu, which is spelled like this. And he does like Yugioh Market Watches and I think some pack openings. And I think he does some like collection openings as well. Really good channel. So if you haven't checked him out, definitely go check his channel out. But yep, that's about all for that card. Honestly, a lot of these cards have gone past when I would say to pick them up. Trap Dust Shoot too. I'm not gonna. This is like a bait where it says 199. I know it's gonna be like 450 bucks for like a decent condition one. Magical Merchant. This is one I've been like kind of coming on here and looking at for a while. I really want to pick this card up. It's like 176 for a light play. And let's see, a near mint. It's probably gonna be too expensive for me. Near mint around 290. I mean, I would probably go for a light play and risk it. And then if it doesn't come in good condition, just try to get some money back on it. But I think that this is a really good looking card. And it's actually one of my favorite cards for GOAT format. I don't know why. It's just like I always like get to a really good card, like or it just seems like I just always get into the card that I need for that situation. Usually it's like a Pot of Greed or whatever. I just have good luck with using this card, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, pick those up. Hopefully you can pick up the $180 copies so I'm not tempted to come buy it because I really want it. Okay, why am I not able to get back? I always hate that whenever you press the back button, it doesn't take you from that card back to where you were. You always have to flip through every like page that you were looking at. It's irritating. I mean, it's not their fault, but it's still irritating. Spirit Reaper. Honestly, there's an ultra rare that I would just rather get than this. I have the ultra rare actually. Let me see if I have it on me. Just because it looks really good. And it's, I mean, obviously a hell of a lot cheaper. And not that I'm saying that it should be, you know, worth a fraction of this, just because like if you really want the card, I think it's a good version to have and not feel like you have to break the bank. Maybe I sold the card. I can't remember. Maybe I sold it. That's kind of disappointing because I really like that card. Yeah, it does not look like, I don't think I have it anymore. Oh well, maybe I'll get another one. I think maybe I was trading for something and that's just the card they wouldn't budge on. They really wanted it, so I was like, okay, whatever, I'll order another one. Magician of Faith, by far my favorite vintage card, and it's around 650. And honestly, I don't think that that's terrible for this card because I think it was around like 900 at one point. Yeah, see if you look here, well, this says 390. I mean, no, it's never been 175 ever. I don't know what the hell this is talking about. But yeah, it was like 900 to 1200 at one point, completely bought out. It's 650 now. I should have picked it up when it was 250. But that was a while ago, and I didn't really know a lot about like the vintage market. I'm more of like a collective, I guess a player that collects like highest rarity, like playable cards. Like whenever I build a deck, I try to max rate it out, and that's kind of the investments I do. And I'd let those cards go up because I don't really sell decks. I just kind of hold on to these cards. And I do have a store, but I kind of invest into that separately. And it's usually me investing in cards that I think will be like playable and will get value that way. I have recently been getting more into like buying the older cards and just like letting them slowly go up. They tend to not be as explosive. They just kind of steadily rise over time. So it's just kind of like it's a little bit boring for, winning value wise versus like getting a sleeper meta card that's going to like skyrocket, 20x overnight. But I do enjoy having them. So I think just like having something that's a pretty safe buy is nice. Let's see, what else do we have? Satellite Cannon. This card's also like $250, which is crazy. Please don't buy that card. Magicians Unite is a pretty cool card, honestly. Let's see what it's going for. Near mint 164. That's really not bad at all. I mean, obviously, I don't think you would ever play this card, but it's a pretty cool old card. And for stuff like this, like, yeah, playability like in GOAT format and stuff helps, but I mean, this is an ultra rare from Champion Pack 3, so it's really hard to come by. Dimensional Fisher is also a card that I would like to get. I think these are around 120, just because I could actually see this card having some play. It's 84. Yeah, I might keep this on my buy list and see if I can pick it up from somebody. I'd probably pay like $60 for this. Also, if you guys have cards that you sell and you have some of these cards and you see that I'm interested in it, feel free to hit me up and let me know what you'd be willing to sell them for, and we can make a deal. Let's see, what else is there? Prohibition. This is like the best version of this card technically, but I'm a really big fan of the secret rares. Let me see if I can get one of those out for you. So I just think that the secret rares look the best. I really like Prohibition as a card though. I think it's like a really cool like design for a card. And it's kind of like, to me, it kind of it's like a older version of Crossout Designator in a way. I mean, obviously Crossout Designator's a way better of a card, but I don't know, Prohibition, you can definitely sneak on people. Like I've done it for jokes before, like when it's a heavily like invoked based format, just like activating Prohibition, calling out Alistair, and they're just like game pretty much, unless they have spell removal. It's a super cute card. Apprentice Magician, also a big fan of this card's artwork. Let's see, I think this card is actually skyrocketed. Not crazy, 75 to 100 in market price, but light play 68, near mint 112. And I think this is an ultra rare, super rare. It looks super good though. Honestly, if I wasn't such a competitive collector, I would have a lot more of these cards. Nimble Mamanga, I don't understand what's going on there. Please don't buy that card for that price. Destiny Hero Fearmonger, being a hero card, I think that it has potential. I don't know what it's actively going for. It's kind of hard on these old cards to go by what the lowest is, like on the, on the home screen. You have to kind of click into it. This is going for 65. Near mint's around 80. Maybe what I would maybe pick that up. I'm not gonna say like, yeah, this is the best card to pick up. I'm saying maybe. So it's definitely not gonna go. I don't think it'll go crazy, but it might go up 10, $15 over the course of a year or so. Guy the Dragon Champion, really good card to pick up. Morphing Jar rare. I honestly actually like this card because I do have this version in my GOAT deck. I have the super rare from OTS pack, and then I have this. And I don't know why, but this rare looks super clean. And it's around like $10. So honestly, if you want a champion pack card just to have one, I mean, not a lot of people have these cards. That would be a good one to have. It looks really good. Solemn Judgment, I mean, that's a rare, so I would say pick that up. Sky Galloping Guy, the Dragon Champion, that would be a decent card to pick up. That's actually Millennium Pack, though. I don't know why this is on here. Yeah, I mean, this kind of goes up in value quick. I mean, it's not a champion pack card, though. I think that's going to be all for the champion pack cards. I'm just going to quickly make sure I didn't miss anything that I wanted to go over. Okay, yeah. So I also wanted to go over Dark Magical Circle coming out of Dark Illusion. It does have quite a bit of reprints, but I wanted to focus on the two secret rares specifically, because now that Magician Souls is reprinted, and we have the, what is it, Battle of Chaos set, I think, that's going to have Dark Magician, and then we have the Legendary Duel Season 3 coming out next summer. I think a lot of people will build this deck for fun, and are going to look for this and Magician Navigation. But this card is going for $11.90 for lightly played first edition. That's an incredible deal. I would definitely consider picking these up. And then $12 for near mint first. And then Picante, which I think he's a pretty good seller. I've bought from him multiple times, him or her, don't know. But they have a play set here. So if you were wanting to get a play set, which you should, I would definitely consider getting that. And then we can look at the reprints as well. So the 2017 Mega 10 pack version's around $260 for light play first edition. That's a really good deal. I think I paid like $350 for mine. And then let's see, near mint's $4, but I did get near mint, so I guess it's gone up, tiny bit, not much. But these are selling, as you can see over here. Let's see, over the course of the year, kind of did bubble for a little while. Yeah, I would consider getting these. And actually what I do want to go over is Eternal Soul. But we'll go over the secret rare version. So that's coming out of Legendary Decks 2. These are really cheap. These are around like $1 to $1.50. Yeah, there's plenty of copies at $1.50. Gamer's Choice has 2,200 of them. So, I mean, you couldn't even wait on this. I mean, this is not going to get bought out. Whoever would buy this out's a madman. So I would just have a few copies though, because even though 2,000 copies seems like a lot, it can definitely, over time get sold out. And this is definitely the highest rarity version. So I would consider picking this card up as well. And then I guess the last card that we'll look at is Magician Navigation. And we're not going to go over the rare. I wouldn't pick that card up. But we're going to go over the Dark Illusion Secret Rare. I thought I ordered this card for some reason, like multiple times. And I looked back and I guess I just never did. Sale rate's not crazy on this card, honestly. But light play is $6. Near mint's going to run about $6.75. I think this card looks really good too. But I think this is a card that you'd want to have. And then if you don't want to get the original print, which honestly, I really advise that you do get these original versions. The Dark Illusion is like one of the coolest sets, I think. I think that's where Pot of Duality was printed too, as a secret rare, if I'm correct. But then the reprint secret rare is around $250. I mean, that's pretty good too, but it's just double the cost just to get the original print. So I would say go for that, since it's $3 more. I mean, double the cost sounds bad, but it's only $3 more for the first edition print. Let's see, sale rates look better on this, honestly. I don't know why someone spent $6 for per piece for 3 copies. Weird. Maybe they just wanted to get them all in one go. I guess that is a good thing about like ordering cards and play sets, because when you go to sell them, if you have a play set, people will pay $1 more per card at least if you have them like all in one go, because no one really wants to order from 3 separate sellers and have to deal with paying for shipping for each of them and then waiting for them to come in at different times. It is a pretty, it's not a fun experience. I guess we'll go over one more, that being Magician of Dark Illusion. I think this is such a sleeper card because the artwork is like so sick. But it's around $1 for near mint first edition. $1.70 bottom outs too. This is something I don't understand either. Maybe someone else knows, but I've been noticing with TCG Player is they kind of put the bigger sellers at top. Even though there's, someone that has less sales will have one for like 99 cents. It's like, almost half the cost of some of these other ones. I don't understand why they're, given priority. That's why, like, when I'm looking to buy a bunch of copies, one thing I'll do is filter it by item price only and not shipping. Because if I'm buying 50, copies, I don't really care what the shipping cost is. It can be $2 or $3. But that way, that you're getting the cheapest cost per card. So I'll just like give you an example. If you ever like are trying to buy stacks, oops, the wrong one. So you're gonna go here, do item price only. And now you'll see that it brings up like the cheapest cards per price. I mean, this is technically still cheaper than these, but I guess this is a near mint. But yeah, so say if this was like 30 copies, 99-cent shipping versus like 78 cent shipping is not a big deal. So I just wanted to show you that trick. But other than that, that's all I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed watching. Like and subscribe, and let me know down below in the comment section what cards you're excited about coming out in, say, Brothers of Legend or next year, and if any of these cards sounded interesting to you, let me know. And then also let me know if there's any other cards that you are thinking about picking up, a few copies of that you think will be good picks for this upcoming format or any upcoming sets. But other than that, I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll probably have this as a premiere so I can hang around and watch it. But let me know if you have any questions. Other than that, I'm going to sign off, and I will see you guys later.